G'day all, a quick one today. I just want to confirm my carb syncing with a new tool that I made up last night, which is my homemade manometer, and I'll go into that in a couple of seconds. First things first, I need to warm up the engine. Now there have been a few questions on the site as to whether or not it's got a weak electric start, because I tend to kickstart it. I kickstarted it out of personal preference, frankly, because there's still a bit of a novelty, but let's give it a go on the electric. So, choke on. Straight in, no dramas, well happy with that. Yeah, the kickstart that I choose is choice because I quite like doing it, it's a novelty. I've never had a kickstart bike before. Right, I'm going to let that warm up. Okay, so that's the bike warmed up. So the homemade manometer, why? I do have a bog standard cheapy set of carb balancers. I don't really need this, but I thought I'd give it a go because it looked like an easy build, and it is. I mean, fundamentally it is. Oh, look at that, and it's already come off the mount, so I'm going to have to re-glue that. What is it? It is, there is a tube that goes all the way to the bottom, all the way through and out the other side, and a tube at the top that terminates nice and high. There's not enough liquid here that if I'm completely full deflection out, that it'll suck through the engine. So I feel quite good about that. Now theoretically, he says, it should be more accurate than a gas one, or straight gas one. Particularly so if you go for a proper one with mercury, etc, etc. So all I'm doing is attaching these to each vacuum port on the carb of the XS650. He says confidently, not being able to get one of the covers off. Yeah, so it's on each port, and the variation in vacuum on each side will push the liquid level one way or another. So I'm going to attach the right one to the right carb barb. Almost, I'm a poet, I didn't even know it. And the left one to the left. And then we'll give it a run and see how it goes. Now they don't necessarily have to be level at the end, but they have to be not travelling one way or another to get that equal. So I'm going to get it set up and we'll see what happens. Right, so I'm plugged in. Left is right is on the right carb, left is on the left. I've got my standby auxiliary tank on because obviously I've got the main tank off. I've got the key in my pocket. Give it a go. So way off in a word. Way off. Let's give that another go. sparked into life. Let me let those settle. Just resetting those. Seeing if that moves. Can't quite see because I'm shooting away. Still moving slightly. Surprising, because the carbsync tool that I had them synced according to that. Now I think I was so far out, absolutely so far out, that it had kind of synced on a lobe. So, you know, if that's the desired bit, I'd sunk to a side lobe to it, because that was way off to start with. You saw it just pushing, or wrong, sucking through the left. So then deflected it the wrong way to start with. Sod's law, I picked 50-50 chance I picked the wrong one. Now that, for one, sounds better, and I'll prove it in a second, but the left is now kicking in, because that left pipe is hot. Now, yeah, the left pipe's been warming and getting hot, but that left pipe went hot almost immediately, like the right one does. I'm just gonna, I'll let those settle a bit more. They're doing this on a slope isn't it great? So let me let those naturally settle. I'll unplug them for a sec. I thought I would just be showing a crap tool that I've made in my garage, whereas actually I think what I've shown is that this bike is now sorted, because yeah, they're level enough, because this has just woken up that left side. So I'd synced it, but I'd synced it so badly on the proper tool but it was way off. Give that a go. Yeah, that's staying nice and steady. And the point that I want to make, for one, that it sounds more solid now, a lot more solid, is my standard, and that is Scorchio. Let me see if I can get you a decent view round here of the right hand pipe, or left hand pipe. See, it's never ever been that warm, never. That is just, oops, that is just vaporising the water. Hey, cracked it. Right, so what? So do you need a manual manometer or a liquid manometer? No, you can happily use one of those, but this really points out where you've cocked up, and I had cocked up, and somehow I'd synced it off sync, even though it was showing like both sides were balanced. And because I was so far out, it was just never engaging that left side of the engine. Oh, well happy. Awesome. Okay. Not quite the purpose that I'd expected to be covering on this, but I'm ecstatic. That has thoroughly sorted this bike. I now want to take it out, but I can't because I'm on a lunch break. Catch you later all. Cheers now. Bye-bye.